Today, I am going to be performing the dirty impact on random people. I know that sounds like something that's going to get this video age restricted, but I promise it's not what you think. Before I explain what the hell I'm talking about though, it would help me out a bunch if you guys could hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. What the hell is a dirty impact, you may be asking? The dirty impact is a new bit of tech for Street Fighter 6 that's been floating around in Japan a lot lately. Let me show you a clip courtesy of Kawano. So we've got Kawano Akuma versus a Kimberly player, and this happens. That is one example of a dirty impact. It is a new bit of tech, which is kind of funny. And what happens here, just to make this clear, is this Kimberly player gets a knockdown. They make it look like they're going for a meaty drive impact, but actually it whiffs because it was too early. And this causes Kawano on defense to panic and try and parry. But because it whiffs, the Kimberly player can just get a punish counter throw. So this is what the tech is, and I'll expand a little bit on like more of how it works, the strengths and the weaknesses. So here's another clip. This one comes from a special Street Fighter 6 tournament that was held at Nemo's wedding ceremony. They had a wedding tournament with all the guests attended. So here's another clip for the same kind of thing. So if we just go back a bit again. So same idea once again. Yas, the Ryu player, goes for the intentionally whiffed early DI, which causes his opponent to panic. They wake up with what they think is a counter DI, but because it's intentionally too early, you actually have enough time to recover and then counter the counter DI. This is the dirty impact, and dirty is a good word because this is a dirty bit of tech. I'm just going to jump into training mode real quick, just to make this clear once again. So the two most likely options your opponent is going to do if they panic and see you going for a meaty drive impact, as we've seen, is parry or counter DI. And what you need to get this setup working is you need any knockdown that's more than plus 37. That's the key. So for example, Ryu's light DP here is plus 38 on knockdown. So that's kind of the golden zone that you want to aim for. So I'll just show the example. So if I do it here, and my opponent panics with a wake up DI to try and counter it, you can counter it. And similarly, if my opponent panics and wakes up with a tap parry, like this, you get a punish counter throw. So that's where this looks good. That's kind of what makes the highlight reels. But unfortunately, this is an incredibly high risk option. I've showed you what happens when it works, but now it's time to talk about what happens when this doesn't work. Because if your opponent just does nothing, if they don't fall for your bait here, and they either just don't react, or they assume that your DI is going to whiff, you are minus 25 point blank on your opponent's wake up. So this is definitely kind of like a high risk, high reward play, because you could instantly throw the round if this doesn't work and your opponent doesn't fall for it. So I'd basically written off this tech as being a dumb gimmick that was way too risky. Like the kind of thing that maybe works like 5% of the time, but gets you killed 95% of the time. But today I'm going to actually put it to the test. I think whenever new tech comes out, you should actually try it. See if it's actually worth using or if it's too gimmicky. I'm going to attempt the dirty impact in today's rank matches, and I'm going to keep track of the success rate and just decide whether or not it's actually worth going for. The nice thing for Aki, I should also add, this is kind of easy for Aki to set up, because Aki's most common corner Oki is this. This situation right here, after the hard knockdown, if I put down the poison puddle here, wouldn't you know it, I'm exactly plus 38. which is like her most common Oki situation. So Aki is a good character to test this with, because she's got lots of ways of making her roughly the right amount of plus frames to set this up. So, let's see. Is this a stupid gimmick, or does it have some potential? Let's find out. Alright, watch this bait. He's going to teleport behind me. He's going to teleport again. Oh, I thought it was genius, but he hit the fireball. He hit the fireball from behind, but it didn't connect right. Ah, god damn it. I mean, I called it. It didn't work out, but I did call it. Whatever. Hey, wait a second. Hold on. We got a chance here. Dirty impact? Oh, it worked! Alright, 100% success rate. We can retire. It's confirmed good tech. 1 of 1, 100% success rate. No further questions, Your Honor? Oh, is it time again? Hold on. Hold. Dirty impact. Wake up, crouch, fierce. Okay, we'll chalk that up as a failure. I got hit by wake up, crouch, fierce. Was that a DI? Did they attempt to DI, fuck it up, and get lucky? It was such a weird thing to press. I might go into the replay on that one just to see what actually went down. What was the wake up, crouch, fierce? Okay, I'm watching Overlord's inputs. He did try and look. He tried to counter DI, messed up the input. Down back. He pressed down back DI, and then on the next frame back heavy punch, heavy kick, and medium kick. Then down back and DI. Then down and heavy kick, and then down and fierce. Oh my goodness! Your panic ugly inputs saved you so hard there. Holy hell! All right, I'm gonna count that. I'm gonna count that as a success for the dirty impact. Honestly, I'm gonna, you know, cheat the statistics here because technically you tried to panic DI, which is exactly what I was fishing for. I'm gonna say that's 2 for 2. You can argue if you want, if that counts. Just like that. Let's do it. Let's go for it. 3 for 3? Wait, is this tech secretly good? What the hell? I was expecting this I was not expecting this to work much. I was expecting this to the conclusion to be don't ever use this. How is the dirty impact faring? So far we're 3 for 3. I would never have predicted it, but right now we're 3 for 3. Did I go for it? It's kind of suicidal, but I'm going to go for it here. Okay, that didn't work. We've got a fail. We've got a fail on the books. I'll just wake up critical art. We're fine. Well, we have got one failed, but punish counter back throw. Alright, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. Didn't work. Alright, maybe we were misled. The early success rates are starting to fall off. Did we just get lucky at the beginning? What are we at, like 3 out of 5 now? Should have saved this tech for Capcom Cup Finals. The thing is, it's one of those things where I just probably wouldn't go for it in a situation like that because you'll look like such a fucking idiot. fighting up on stage for $1 million. If you do the DI, it whiffs and your opponent just punish counter back throws you into the corner. Every single person watching will be like, is this guy a fucking moron? What was that setup? You've got to be willing to be made fun of if it doesn't work. That's the ultimate thing. You've got to be mentally strong enough to go for it. Even though if you fail it, you look like the most incompetent scrub in the universe. The commentators will probably roast you for your terrible setup. Alright, it's time. We're doing it. He DI'd back and I didn't react to it. Okay, that counts as a success. That's a skill issue on my part. I could have countered that DI. That's a skill issue on my part. That counts as a success though. I just suck at the game. That's my bad. Everyone's done parries so far, so I tried to throw punish expecting a parry. Whoa. Please stop doing that. I'm counting that one as a success. That was a failure on my part to execute, but he did get baited into trying to counter the DI. Do it again, do it again, do it again. Guys, I'm not gonna poison my data samples by going for the same gimmick twice on the same person in succession. You'd have to be literally asleep at the wheel to get hit by it twice. I guess I could adjust it the second time around to be an actual meaty DI to trick them into not reacting to it. That could be a fun gimmick. Alright, so the plan now is if I can land the setup properly without goofing on my part and missing the DI, the plan is to switch up the setup on the second attempt and then go for an actual meaty DI and hope that they hold down back expecting it to whiff. We're currently at 4 out of 6, which is still pretty good. I can go for it here, technically. It's probably suicide, but I'm gonna do it just for content. He didn't do anything? That's a new one. We haven't had that yet. We've... I mean, I guess that counts as a success. I whiffed DI. I was in recovery for 24 frames point blank. He didn't do anything. I guess we count that as a success. I hadn't accounted for the possibility of my opponent doing literally nothing. I guess that was kind of a deer in headlights situation. He was too confused. I'm going for it. Hey! Got him. I can't believe how successful this has been. This is wild. And I'm probably gonna lose because of it. If I lose now, I'm gonna be so sad. Okay. 6 out of 8, and I got the DI counter. I'm gonna go for it again, but this time I'm gonna go for the setup that actually is a meaty DI. Oh my god, I can't believe that worked. That, folks, is what we call conditioning. That's conditioning 101 right there. We whiff the DI to bait you into DIing, and then we go for an actual meaty DI. Okay, add that one to the count. Where are we at now? It's another successful throw. 7 out of 9. I've been very surprised with the success rate so far. I was thinking this was going to be a funny video, where it would be like me attempting this gimmick setup and just spectacularly failing. Like that was my rough idea of how this would go. I'd spend like 4 hours and get it to work once, but I'm kind of shocked that it's worked, what is it, 7 out of 9 times so far? Sometimes tech is so bad that it loops back around again and starts being good. Setup time? Let's go for it. Why is this still working? I keep waiting for it to stop. It just keeps working. Oh my god. Will I go for the setup here, even though he's gonna die anyway? Let's do it. Add it to the count. Add it to the count. I've lost count a long time ago. 9 out of 11? Please don't write it like that. I thought you were talking about something else for a second. 1400 MR players are cooking my ass today. I don't know what these guys are up to. Alright, I'm gonna go for the setup. I don't think it's gonna work. It didn't work. Okay. We'll count that as a failure. 9 out of 12. It's not bad. Yeah, it definitely seems to be less successful. Ironically, the lower my opponent's MR is. The more your opponent is aware of the mental stack of this game on defense, the better it works. But if your opponent isn't at that point where they're like preparing for like every possible option on wake up, then it stops being useful. I can try it here, I guess. Don't know if it's gonna work. Let's go for it. See what I mean? Why does this work so good against high MR players? 10 out of 13? That never gets old. Interesting, one thing that I have noticed though is that the vast majority of people are doing a panic tap parry. I think only like 1 or 2 of them so far have actually tried to respond to the DI with a DI. It seems like everyone defaults to like deer in headlights press parry mode. You tried to do it to me? You think I've got reactions? Shax, you fool. You've made one fatal mistake. I have no reactions, therefore I'm completely immune to this tech. Being an old man actually pays off here. I've got the 30-year-old reaction debuff. Does that count as a failed attempt? That doesn't count as a failed attempt because I'm only including my attempt. He tried to do it on me, but he forgot one vital fact. My reactions fucking suck. Alright, it's time. Another victim, perhaps? Gimmick time? Okay, we'll count that. We'll count that as a success. Unfortunately, once again, the streamer fucking sucks, and I thought he was gonna parry. That counts as a success. Ignoring my own inability to actually punish the bait. I keep assuming people are just gonna parry and just going for the throw. But I think we're deciding success based on if the bait did what it was intended to do, and not whether my reactions are good or bad. Because Lord knows I'm not beating those allegations. Didn't I already do it against Samuel earlier? I'm pretty sure I did it against this guy earlier. 2 for 2 on the same person is kind of crazy. What's the count out right now? Has anyone been keeping track? Alright, 12 for 15. I think we're going to end the experiment there, just to wrap things up real quick. I'm kind of shocked, honestly. I did not expect this to work, and I'm kind of shocked that it's been consistently working. That's kind of crazy. So I went into this thinking this is a joke setup. Imagine using this. This is going to be a silly video, but actually, I don't know. Capcom Cup's coming up. Anything's possible. I'm not saying I will use it because, as I mentioned earlier, it's the kind of tech where if it goes wrong, you look like a complete moron. But it has potential. We'll see. Anyway, let me know what you guys think of this tech. Have you tried it out? Have you had any success? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you guys all in the next video.